Right now is an extremely crucial time to get prepared for altcoin season. Altcoin season is right around the corner. Within the next coming months, we are going to see altcoins explode. So I want to give you some altcoins to look at today to add to your portfolio, or maybe just add to your position, because I've talked about one of these altcoins before and the two others I haven't talked about yet on this channel. So buckle up and get ready for this video. It's going to be a good one. Now, the first altcoin on my list is poised to do some crazy numbers this year, and I'm going to break down all the reasons why I think that. GMX is a token I talked about long time ago, months ago. And GMX is pretty much a decentralized trading platform. So most people want to go on centralized exchanges because they say the UI is good, or they say that it's just easy of access use to their bank account and to the centralized exchange. But what they don't understand is that GMX is pretty much a centralized exchange, just decentralized, meaning I can connect my private wallet to GMX on Arbitrum and the Avalanche network. And I'm going to break down the site in a second, but I just want to break down a few of the tokenomics and why I think it's a decent time to be buying GMX. So looking at the current price of GMX, currently GMX is sitting exactly at $16 flat. Now, if we take a quick look at the chart, the lowest point for GMX was around $13. So we're pretty much at all-time lows at this point for GMX. We hit a high of around $87 to $90. So we haven't seen all-time highs for GMX in almost 2 years. Now, with all the market turbulence and the fact that we have so much volatility in the market at the moment, GMX and a lot of other altcoins are going to be heavily oversold. Now, the reason why GMX is a good altcoin to take a look at and maybe add to your portfolio is because GMX has continued to build since inception. There's not a token that has ever slowed down as far as innovation. I'm going to show you a few different things on the platform that you can do with GMX. As far as I know, they are one of the few or only trading platforms that we have on Arbitrum and Avalanche network. And GMX is currently only sitting at a $160 million market cap. The trading volume is still high at around $13 million per day. And the total value locked is what's really important, is still at $433 million. So this is a 3-to-1 when we're talking about the value of market cap to the value of total value locked. I love to see 1-for-1 when it comes to market cap value and total value locked, because if you have that much money locked in your platform, I think that signifies value more when you look at total value locked, because that's actually what you're bringing into your platform versus what the market is pricing your token at, which is only $160 million. So I think there's some room for upside on that front as well. Now, another great thing about GMX is that all the tokens are unlocked. So you don't have to worry about any more dilution. The total supply is unlocked. The fully diluted is the exact same as the market cap. You don't have to worry about anyone dumping on you on the near to longer term. Now, there's a big reason, before I get into showing you the actual GMX platform, there's a big reason why I want to talk to you about GMX on the Arbitrum network. So Arbitrum, if you don't know, is 6th out of all blockchains, that's including Ethereum, Tron, Solana, Base, and BSC network, with total value bridged to the actual network and just under 11 billion, not too far behind Binance, BSC chain, and the Base chain, which is really important because we're seeing a lot of volume and flows being bridged over to Arbitrum, meaning people are using the chain. We just haven't seen a lot of attention on the Arbitrum token for whatever reason, but I do feel like when people start to realize that there are these opportunities on Arbitrum, I think that we'll see a lot of growth in not only the Arbitrum token, but also projects that are building on Arbitrum. And GMX is set to do serious numbers once that attention and that mind share comes back to Arbitrum. As you can see here as well, $6.2 billion in their native token and asset has been bought up on Arbitrum chain, and we have about 4.63 billion that has been bridged over to Arbitrum. So I see the trend continuing. The TVL for this chain continues to grow as well. So it's only a matter of time before people take notice and they start investing on the Arbitrum network. So now to go into something I was talking to you about earlier that I told you I would show you is the GMX trading platform. So when you come onto the platform, you're going to have to click launch app on the top right hand side of the corner to get to this specific screen. But just going over the platform quickly, you can trade between multiple different assets. So you can trade BSC, Ethereum, Sol, Link, GMX itself, Litecoin, Bearchain, XRP, Doge, Aave, Arbitrum, Uni. You can trade a ton of different assets. So you can come over to the right side here and you can see that you can put a long or a short in, or you can simply swap. You can also do a limit order or a spot buy as well. So you can buy Bitcoin spot on the market, or you can do an actual limit order where you can set a buy price for where you want to buy or where you want to short Bitcoin per se. You can also come down here and there is a leverage marker as well. So you can play from anywhere from 1x leverage to 100x leverage, and your collateral is in USDC. Just keep that in mind. And it'll also show you your liquidation prices down here, depending on what kind of trade you put in. Not to mention, it'll also show you your position size and your current positions that you have open on the platform. And whatever kind of indicators you do need or any type of time frames that you need, you can easily put that on the chart and do your TA before you enter or exit trades. So it has everything you need as far as a platform that you want to look to be trading on. The big reason why I want to talk about this specific altcoin in this video today is because we saw the Bybit hack, the 1.4 billion Bybit hack, the biggest heist that we've ever seen as far as centralized exchanges go in crypto. And this is a way to protect your money. There's a lot of people that probably had Ethereum on the platform. They were able to get loans and things like that from other companies. Puts a lot of distrust in your platform in the future and with your customers going forward. So if you're one of those people that are feeling that when it comes to centralized exchanges in general, I still don't understand why people keep money on centralized exchanges. I think the best course of action when you come into crypto is to start there with a small amount of money and then slowly figure out how you're going to move your money into a private wallet, and learning how to manage a private wallet, I think, is always the number one key. So if you're a trader and you like to trade a lot, you can come over to something like GMX. I've also talked about another platform like Apex Pro. If you're not on the Arbitrum chain or the Avalanche chain, you can use something like Apex Pro. Moving on to the next altcoin in this video, I want to talk about a altcoin that everybody's been buying up in the back end. If you're tapped into crypto every day, you probably know about it. This is one that's going to take off when the masses finally take note. This is also something that works very close with Coinbase in multiple different areas. I've seen it advertised on the Coinbase centralized exchange app before. So this is one to take very, very seriously. Now, Morpho is a lending and borrowing platform similar to Aave, but it is on the base chain. Now, when it comes in terms of the base chain, in my humble opinion, I think it's going to be the most sought after chain for institutions and retail to trade and invest on. We've seen it already with companies like BlackRock, Fidelity, Morgan Stanley. We've also seen Brian Armstrong, the CEO and founder of Coinbase, in the White House talking to Donald Trump about crypto regulation. Having a publicly traded company, Coinbase is one of the first to be fully regulated in the Americas, Canada, and other G7 nations. So naturally, a lot of that liquidity has flown from the stock market to the centralized exchange Coinbase and to the base chain, which is their decentralized platform. Now, Morpho is the largest lending and borrowing platform on the base chain and currently is sitting at $1.71. All-time lows of about 75 cents. So in the grand scheme of things, not too far off their bottoms. Now, the one thing I wanted to talk about with Morpho was the total value locked. $3.2 billion total value locked. This is an easy, and this is not financial advice, but this is an easy 8x from current prices. I don't need to explain the one-for-one value. I already explained it with the first altcoin, but important to take note that there's already $3.2 billion in total value locked. So there's a lot of money on this platform and a lot of potential growth for something that's only at a $400 million market cap. A lot of these other platforms like Aave reached over a $6.5 billion market cap at the peak of the last cycle. And we saw DEXs, not exactly the same as a lending platform, but we saw things like DEXs reach over $20 billion market cap. And I see the space only continuing to grow with all the global macro things happening and crypto being accepted in some of the largest economies on the planet. So I don't need to go into that right now, but the point I'm trying to make is that something like Morpho and lending and borrowing, we live in a debt-driven society, right? America has over $36 trillion in debt, and a lot of people in America have mortgage debt. The world in general has a lot of credit debt as well. So something like lending and borrowing is a pretty easy concept to understand, and is something that I think a lot of people would be interested in investing in as well. Another big one that I like to talk about is Moonwell, but I'll definitely talk about Moonwell again in another video. So subscribe to the channel for that and leave a like on the video if you're finding any of the information I'm giving you helpful. We need to get this video out to more people so that they can come over to the crypto side and just spread the awareness about some of these altcoins, because these are altcoins that are going to pump and make people a lot of money, and I want the vast majority of people to have an opportunity to get in. So please like the video and subscribe. I appreciate you for doing that. But to get back into the video now, there's still some supply left to come out because fully diluted is sitting at 1.7 billion, still around a 2x if you count fully diluted value. But like I said, a lot of these tokens aren't going to be released during the bull market. Most of these will come out over the next 3 to 4 to 5 years. So there's nothing to worry about as far as dilution at the moment. Active loans and total deposits, they have over $5.1 billion in total deposits and over 1.9, let's call it 2 billion in active loans at the moment, which is generating them revenue every single day. They also have over 25 plus audits done to date on the platform. So this isn't some janky low cap altcoin. Like, they have the backing, they have the audits, so they know it's a reputable platform. They're not here to steal your money. They also have a bounty bug program. It incentivizes people to try and break the system, only improving the security of something like Morpho, the Morpho platform per se. I remember I talked to you about a lot of the backers, Coinbase Ventures right there. They also have Pantera Capital, which is also one of the biggest, if not the biggest, VCs and in seed round investors that we have in crypto. Kraken Ventures as well, massive too. Block Tower, another big one, and apparently 100 plus others. Now the platform is actually extremely simple to understand. There's only so many buttons to choose. You connect your wallet up here on the right side. You can also go here and use Ethereum or base chain depending on what you have your assets on, and you can earn, you can even borrow as well, like I was talking about, so lending or borrowing. And it's just very simple and clean. And once you get into the weeds yourself, you can come down and see different pools that you can invest in and the APYs here on the right side. Mix and match your pairs, do whatever you need to do to find the most optimized yield. So if you want to learn about that, I'll pop up a video up on screen and I'll leave a link in the description to watch after about everything you need to know as far as yield farming. I actually do the example on Solana, but this skill is transferable over to any network and any chain or any lending platform, so you can figure out how to make some passive income. There's one more token on my list that I want to talk about today, and this is the sleeper of sleepers, because it's been around since 2017 and nobody's been talking about it until the RWA narrative has come to light, and that is Proppy. Now, Proppy is only sitting at 88 cents. I'm going to scroll down here because I want to see the all-time low around 3 cents. So extremely high off the all-time lows. When it comes over to more relevant data points to look at, you can see over the past year we're almost reaching all-time lows there, only about 40 cents or so off all-time lows. They actually breached some key areas of support eventually, so I think there is more room for this token to dip in the coming weeks to maybe a month or two. But if you zoom out on the overall chart, you can see here, I talked about it coming out in 2017. You can see the high in 2018, and you can see the spike in 2021, where RWAs didn't really have much of a narrative going for it in the 2021 bull cycle. But as you can see here, we almost breached the previous peak in 2021. So I think with the RW narrative coming back to play, I think that Proppy can do very well. Now, Proppy is a real estate platform, so you can do buying and selling of real estate properties 24/7, all on chain. You can pay with BTC, ETH, and you can do escrow through Coinbase as well. So very reputable platform. I'm going to get into some of the numbers at the moment. We have a little bit more than half of the total amount of tokens out. Now, similar to all these other platforms, a lot of the tokens won't be released for the next couple years anyway, so you don't have to worry about that. One thing that I'm going to pop up on screen, I should pop it up right now, is that it is on the Coinbase app, and you can actually start earning from the Coinbase app itself, which is massive. Having one of the largest centralized exchanges on the planet have your token front and center to be easily accessed is a big plus, and Proppy has that in their back pocket. And I think when more people start to realize that a lot of these big companies are focused on tokenization and bringing a lot of these legacy assets on chain, including real estate, Proppy will also do very, very well. Now, coming over to the Proppy website, you can also see that it's also in the AI narrative, because they use AI assistance on the titles and the transfer of titles and the transfer of funds when going through escrow on chain. As you can see here, Proppy AI reduces human work by 40%. Deeds are recorded on chain to avoid fraud, which is huge. And this is the biggest problem with legacy finance, because All of the ledgers are centralized. A lot of these banks and these other institutions have a ton of fraud and a ton of theft because they don't have a ledger system that updates simultaneously and instantaneously. So this is huge as well. This is one of the biggest use cases for something like blockchain. Anyways, continuing on. So everything is obviously transparent. It's on chain. They started in 2017 and they've had over $4 billion in transactions on the platform as well, which is not a crazy amount to think about when we think about some of our legacy banks and companies such as like Remax or something like that. They have obviously trillions of dollars in transaction volume, I would assume, over the course of the entirety of their companies. But this is a starting point for crypto. This is one of the leaders in this space in crypto. So they're not going to have billions upon trillions and trillions of dollars yet, but that is soon to come. And this is why you get into these projects early. They also have open escrow with Coinbase. So you can see here, I wasn't capping, I wasn't telling you a bunch of lies, deeds on chain as well. You can also come in and look at some of these platforms, right, and click on some of these. We will do that in a second if you want to see some of these platforms. Ooh, I like this one right here though. We're going to click on that one after. I just want to finish on this website really quick. And we also have a fully doxed team. And I actually went and checked out to see if this person was real, if they had a LinkedIn. They did, and the LinkedIn matched up. Now, I didn't do this for every single person, so you're going to have to go and do that research for yourself and dox this team and make sure that they're real. It says you can even call them as well, which is kind of crazy. Now I actually want to click on this picture and see what this property looks like and just see what it's like to go through the buying process, or maybe even a bit of the seller process when you're on property as well. So coming over to the site over here, you can actually scroll through a lot of these pictures, and the pictures take a little second update. Oh, there we go. So this is a property. If you had 6.2, or maybe you could get financing for one, this is one of the properties you could buy on this site. It's pretty cool how you can go around the site and kind of check out different pictures around the place that you're looking to buy. Now, I know most people would want to go in person and check out these properties for themselves, which I'm pretty sure you can do that if you were to talk to one of these seller agents. I'm sure they could accommodate you. This is actually in Florida, which is pretty cool as well. Bunch of jargon. They have specs here at the bottom, all the amenities, things like that, of course. One thing I would like to see, or maybe I haven't seen on the platform, is a virtual tour. I think adding something like a virtual tour is extremely important when you're buying properties across the globe, especially on chain and on crypto. So if that isn't something that's already added, that's something I would definitely like to see added in the future. But besides that, I think property is headed in the right direction, and I'm excited to see where all these altcoins will go. Now, it's been a while since I made one of these altcoin videos, but I plan on continuing to ramp up these altcoin videos in the near term because I feel like we're kind of shifting a tide in the market. We closed the CME gap last week. So I think that when we zoom out, I obviously think we can still play around in the $80,000 range. I was talking about the $82,000 to around the $86,000 range. Now, with that being said, share the video to some of your friends, your family members. Leave a like on the video as well to get the information out to as many people as possible. Because if you're making money, you'd probably want your closest friends and family to also make some money. I'm not saying to throw your whole life savings at any of these projects, but definitely having an allocation is important because I know we are extremely early to all these altcoins I talked about in this video. But if you want to get some more early altcoin gems, click one of these two videos that I have up on screen. And I love every single one of you, so thank you for watching the video.